storm damage. Melbourne and Sydney pummeled as wild weather rips off roofs, floods streets and causes mass power outages.
It comes as Cyclone Stan bears down on Western Australia right now.
Shock murder. New details in the case against a Queensland police officer charged over the death of his baby boy. Good morning. It is Sunday, the 31st of January 2016. You know, if I was at home, Natalia, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Jane.
Good morning,
and I
Kate.
saw that collection of stories in the introduction, I would want to stick around and watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
It looks terrific.
And if I saw your face, I'd be like,
Oh, that's very kind and likewise,
I'm going to
of
stay
course.
around. How happy was that Angelique Kerber?
Yeah, it's a wonderful
Good
story.
on her.
It wasn't
First Grand
expected at
Slam.
all. And taking on the powerhouse. Some people regard Serena Williams as the greatest female tennis
She's
player of all
incredible.
time.
Yeah. She
There's
is
some
incredible.
pictures there. And she was so emotional when she won too, and it's just so genuine and nice when you see that and you hear that too. And the crowd obviously has just gone off, and yeah, we'll have more on that in the sports update, the first update of the morning, which is coming up right after your first news headlines of today. And to have them, or to read them to you, here's Jane.
To bring you all the news. Thank you, Pete. Good morning and good morning at home. We will begin with breaking news, and Cyclone Stan is right now bearing down on Western Australia's Pilbara coast. Well, if you can brave the freezing water and have a sense of adventure, then the Danube Dip in Germany could be your thing. 2,000 people have donned wetsuits, crazy costumes, or almost nothing at all, for the biggest winter water parade in Europe. The temperature in the local river is an icy 3 degrees. Spectators stayed nice and dry though, cheering on from the riverbank as the colourful rafts made their way along the 4-kilometre course. Brave or crazy, you decide.
Well, it would certainly wake you up.
That is true.
You know,
That is true.
I struggle
People are
enough.
cray. They really
They are cray, in a good way though, aren't they, mostly?
I wouldn't mind doing it on a floaty. That would be kind of fun. Just floating down the river.
In a full-length steamer though?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I reckon.
Yeah, you wouldn't go without it, you reckon? Well, are they
This is
making?
great.
Yeah, that looks like a barbecue.
Yeah,
A barbecue on the raft.
You'd almost have some
Good idea,
mulled
hey?
wine in there too, wouldn't you?
Yeah, a bit of Wiener Schnitzel.
Well, now
Yeah.
making it sound quite exotic. All right, thank you very much, Jane.
You're
Good
welcome.
one. Still to come, your weekend weather forecast.
That's
the
right.
first one of the day.
There's a lot happening. We've got the cyclone and the storms in Melbourne and Sydney as well. Plus,
First sports update of the day. There's a lot going on there. We're going to
Yeah.
start here. Perth Glory continue their charge for the A-League finals. Yeah, that was a fine strike. And a thrilling 3-setter in the women's final of the Australian Open.
Good morning, Sydney. Is that Sydney? It's hard to tell. There is a lot of fog around today, but we're told it'll be mostly sunny with a top of 31 after all those storms. That's pretty welcome news, Sydney Siders. Pete?
Have the latest on the storm damage across Sydney and Melbourne.
Yeah, good morning to you, Pete. Cyclone Stan has hit the WA coast near Pardue in the Pilbara. The Category 2 system is packing wind gusts of up to 140 kilometres an hour. We'll take a look at today's forecast elsewhere. And in Cairns, a shower or two for you today, heading for a top of 32. Also rainy and 33 in Townsville. If you're in Brisbane, you're looking at 32 with a storm, 31 for the Gold Coast. Sydney, finally, some sunshine for you and a top of 31. If you're in Canberra, you're likely to see a storm today, 23. Showers for Melbourne and 25. Hobart, you're looking at 20. Adelaide, partly cloudy skies and 26. Perth may get a shower and 24. Alice Springs, you're looking at a top of 36 degrees, while Darwin is set for another storm today and a top of 32. So more wild weather on both sides of the country. Pete?
Thank you very much, Natalia. Coming up, our exclusive live interview with Michael Clark on his cricketing comeback. But
Since Malcolm Turnbull was sworn in as Prime Minister last September, he's become quite a winner with the ladies. The Australian is reporting a 30% rise in popularity by Australian women. And for more on what's making news this morning, we're joined by Alex Malley. Good morning to you, Alex.
Hi, Natalia.
So we know that he can talk the talk and he's pretty charming. Why do you think he's so popular with the ladies in Australia?
Well, this honeymoon is continuing, I have to tell you. It's gone right through Christmas, and it's mainly around the females transitioning into their careers, and those, surprisingly, those who are working in sea change areas. So he's got this very large demographic of women who continue to believe that he has something to offer that perhaps hasn't been offered before. And I think bouncing off the Abbott unpopularity So we just
certainly
has helped him. That's but it.
All right, that's the advice. Suck it up, peeps.
Yeah,
Pete?
suck it up, Natalia. All right, thank you very much. Next, we go live to Melbourne and Sydney, where wild weather has caused chaos overnight. Plus, the new laws cracking down on cyclists